Welcome to another installment of Answering YouTube Comments. I am your host, The Great Exposer. Today we'll be looking at 5 separate comments left by fanboys on my videos regarding BBC. Let's begin. I'm trying to find the part where you smite BBC, but you just wasted away 9 minutes instead. Oh, so the part where I predicted that he would use that worthless go-to tactic of, I made a guy spend X amount of minutes to me, like clockwork, isn't smiting him? Or how about the part where I show the ironic hypocrisy of using said tactic by pointing out that he spent a shitload of time making videos about other people? That's somehow not smiting him? What about the part where I show and point out that he didn't even take the time to watch my video in its entirety before commentating on it during his live stream, and as a result made himself look like a willfully ignorant muggins as he inadvertently fell into every single trap that was laid for him, some of which I told him were there? How's that not smiting him? You must not have been looking very hard, but considering that you're obviously a fanboy, I don't expect you to have the intelligence and sense of objectivity to be able to see any of the smiting I did to him, as evident in your next comment. This has to be a troll video, right? No one could seriously think they've ascertained this amount of self-importance on the basis of their own conclusions drawn from cryptic assumptions. The only thing I see exposed here is a false sense of bravado hiding away in layers of insecurity. I'm still trying to figure out what he's trying to prove or what the purpose of these exposing videos have in the grand scheme of things. These videos are as cryptic as the NSA and admits as much douchebaggery too. Cryptic assumptions? What cryptic assumptions? The assumption that he called for a boycott of EA? Considering he made an entire video dedicated to calling for said boycott, that's not any kind of assumption, let alone a cryptic one. The assumption that 2 months after he called for an EA boycott, he became employed with a company that worked for EA, thus became employed with EA? Considering he actually admitted this, that's not an assumption either. The assumption that the concept of boycotting doesn't just apply to buying a company's products? Considering that the very definition of the word boycott includes other methods of interaction with said company other than providing them with profit, that's another fact we can say isn't any kind of assumption. How about the assumption that the only response he had to me calling him out on his bullshit was to accuse me of being a sock account? Considering I have photographic evidence that he made that response, any accusation of that being an assumption is completely destroyed. Seriously, what fucking cryptic assumptions are you talking about? Instead of making general bullshit statements, how's about you actually qualify what the fuck you're talking about so you don't come off as what you look like now, which is a dumbass fanboy? And of course, no fanboy comment is complete without the totally not overused and lazy criticism of accusing somebody of using their perceived superiority to hide their secret insecurities. I'm disappointed you also didn't say that I was obviously bullied in school and am a fat 38-year-old virgin who lives in his parents' basement, despite the fact that anything you know about me personally is concocted straight from your anal cavity. But since you want to play the part of the armchair pseudo-psychologist, go ahead and enlighten me about what I'm so insecure about. I'd really like to know, because it's obvious you must know more about me than I know about myself. I eagerly await your sure-to-be eye-opening professional evaluation. Until then, let's move on to the next comment. He is 100% serious, sadly. Sad face. So giving out facts is sad now? Well, goddamn, how did I not get that memo? So you mean to tell me I've been going about it all wrong all this time? Well, shit, you may be onto something. I guess the earth is flat, Tupac Shakur faked his death, and being employed with a company doesn't apply to you boycotting them. Thank you so much for showing me the light. Please don't blow your brains out with the biggest magnum in the universe, you not stupid fucking dumbass. Next comment. The great exposer isn't truly great. Instead of making idiotic blanket statements, how's about you actually prove and back up what you're saying? Unless, of course, you're a complete chicken shit who knows that your surely stupid rationale for making the statement will be exposed and you'll get slaughtered for it. And now for our final comment. I'm not talking about your videos. If you would get your head out of your ass and look clearly at what I'm saying to you, could clearly see that I am making fun of you for wasting your time trying to expose BBC. I don't give a fuck about him, you, or your little petty ass hate for him. I just don't care enough for BBC, you choke on him dick and defend him like he is fucking Jesus. I mean, I have never met someone so full of himself that he thinks that he is just the fucking shit. Well, you're not, you're shit.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Thank you, Samuel. You know, I'm surprised you even had any punctuation in that massacre of the English language you tried to pass off as a YouTube comment. So you don't care about me or BBC, yet you care enough to come onto my video and post exactly 5 comments on the final portion of my God of Exposure Smites BBC Again video, but you totally don't care, right? Damn, talk about some intellectual gonorrhea. So you don't care enough to just randomly come to my channel, watch my videos, and conveniently comment that I have no life for exposing BBC while ignoring the fact that he also dedicates hours of his time to exposing other people. Yep, you're totally making a convincing argument that you're not just a closet BBC fanboy that most likely found my videos via other fanboys that had already found my channel. You're not fooling me, fuckwit. Also, when did I ever defend BBC like he is fucking Jesus? I have to ask that question because your absolute defecation of the English language implies that you think I do, but if you'd like to correct me on that with an actual intelligible, legible response, you go right ahead there, Sparky. Finally, I find it hilarious that you claim that you're not talking about my videos, yet in the next sentence you claim that you're making fun of me for wasting my time trying to expose BBC, which is done in my videos. How in the juicy strawberry fuck does that work? That's gotta be some kind of stupidity paradox or something. That's some disorder you got there, guy. Your special ed teachers must be so proud. And with that, we have reached the end of another episode of Answering YouTube Comments. See you next time. The Great Exposer.